This suburban region inside a forest was always a place of mystery. People would drive through it on their way to other places, but no one ever stopped to explore. It was as if the forest had a dark hold over them, keeping them away. Inside one of the homes, a 12-year-old gymnast named Tina is seen practicing for her upcoming competition. She has a father who is an architect, a mischievous brother, Macias, and a mother who is obsessed with vlogging her family life, as well as her lifestyle to her YouTube audience. Tina's mother was a gymnast like her back in the days, and due to an injury, she couldn't accomplish her goal, and now she is fixated with getting her daughter to be where she couldn't. Tina has become conditioned to follow her mother's wishes, even though she is not very much into gymnastics. While vlogging with her family, they hear the sound of a crow bash on their window, which made them become perplexed. Just then, a crow breaks in through the glass and destroys the living room, including the chandelier, panicking everybody. Eventually, Tina captures it and decides to set it free, but her mother beckons her, and without any hesitation, she snaps the crow's head in front of Tina, making her frightened. Tina gets saddened seeing the dead crow and leaves. Just then, the camera zooms in and shows that the crow's body is twitching, indicating that it is still alive. Tina now gets acquainted with her new neighbor's daughter, Rietta, and her pet dog. Later at night, her mother now sings a lullaby to her son to make him sleep, and Tina now joins and sings along with her. Tina is unable to sleep due to the cawing sounds of a crow, and after checking the trash, she finds that the crow is missing. Tina walks through the forest following the disturbing sound. After finding the paralyzed crow, with no other option to end its misery, she takes a stone and hits it several times, killing it. Just nearby, she finds an egg of the crow and realizes that the crow was actually trying to safeguard her egg. Grief-stricken, Tina decides that it is her job to look after the egg and takes it to her home secretly without informing her family. Tina puts the egg on her bed beneath the teddy bear and goes to sleep. Next day, while practicing, Tina tries to do her landing properly, but she fails each and every time. Her coach now instructs her to trust herself and focus a little more. Since Tina's goal is to please her mother and be a great gymnast, she avoids to go on an outing with her friends. After arriving home, she witnesses her mother having an affair with the repairman, Tiro. Tina awkwardly watches them and becomes disturbed. Meanwhile, her mother just pretends like nothing has happened. Later on, her mother comes to Tina's room asking about her practice and gives her a shiny dress for her competition. She now addresses the previous issue and openly convinces Tina that adults have special friends and her father is not so special anymore. She uses the new dress as bribery to keep Tina from saying anything to her dad. Later, Tina holds the egg to her ears and listens to a heartbeat inside. After a couple of days, Tina surprisingly finds that her egg has gotten bigger and she now cuts a hole inside her teddy bear and places the egg inside for warmth. Next day while practicing, Tina's mother has also joined her to see her performance. Tina now finds that Rietta is also in the same school and is headed for the competition. They all witness Rietta land perfectly, impressing the coach. On the contrary, Tina's mother sees this and becomes disappointed. After everyone has left, she keeps pushing Tina several times in order to make the landing perfect, even if it starts to hurt her. At night, before getting ready to sleep, her mother now confesses to Tina that she is in love with Tiro and openly admits it. Tina pretends in front of her mother and supports her decision, but in actuality, Tina feels confused and is actually heartbroken about her family being destroyed. Surprisingly, the egg has grown astronomically and she now sheds a few tears on it. Uncommonly, the egg has absorbed her tears and is now slowly cracking up, making Tina afraid and run to the cupboard. The sight was nothing that she has ever imagined, and it happened to be a big ugly crow baby. Due to the commotion downstairs, the bird flew off through the window. Tina tries to hide the eggshells and informs her father that an eagle broke in through the window. The next night, Tina is awakened by the cawing sounds from outside, and she surprisingly finds the baby bird approaching her. At first, she becomes shocked, seeing the hideous bird. But eventually, she realizes that the bird behaves similarly to what Tina does. She now starts bathing and taking care of it, as a mother would, and even names the bird Allie. Later, she sings a lullaby to make it sleep below her bed. Just then, Tina gets annoyed with the barking of Rietta's dog in the middle of the night. Surprisingly, Allie senses that Tina is being bothered, and without her knowing, she goes after it. Tina gets an image of what's happening and shockingly, when she opens her eyes, Allie is seen on top of her and she beckons her to look at Rietta's headless dog. This made her to vomit on the ground. Allie now eats it, making Tina feel disgusted. Next day, Tina, after burying the dog with much hesitation, her brother now cunningly watches what she is doing. Tina now caresses Ali's feathers and decides to buy some bird food for her. Along the way, she meets Rietta and gets informed that her dog has gone missing and feels responsible for it. At home, Tina's mother now gives her a comb as a gift. This agitates her brother. He goes to the garden and brings the headless corpse of Rietta's dog and accuses Tina for killing it. Her mother now chastises him for lying and tells him to go to his room. Before going, he pushes Tina to the ground. This surprisingly awakens Ali in the bedroom. Her brother now witnesses something moving in Tina's bedroom and decides to investigate under the bed. He finds something with a claw that ripped his mask in half, and this makes him frightened. Simultaneously, Tina is seen having a seizure. But she could actually visualize what was happening with her brother, which is actually an indication that Ali and Tina are telepathically connected, which means Tina is able to visualize, feel, and even control what Ali can do, to a limit. While feeding Ali, like a mother bird to its babies, she realizes that, apart from the feathers, long strands of hair are also growing from Ali's body. Tina decides to give her own dress to Ali because she is feeling cold. After a couple of days, we see Ali getting groomed by Tina. While practicing, Tina's mother realizes how competitive and perfect Rietta is and belittles Rietta passively. While Tina is away, Ali is locked inside, but, unfortunately, she breaks open the cupboard. While heading home, Tina in the car with her mother actually visualizes Rietta walking home, and she feels like someone is pursuing her. After running for a while, Rietta as well as Tina horrifically witnesses Ali out of nowhere and starts to scare and attack her. Surprisingly, Ali is seen having hands instead of wings and hair all over her head. Tina starts to shiver and panic immensely, but her mother holds her and informs her that this is due to the competition and is completely natural. She now says that staying at home can be stressful and decides to spend the weekend at Tiro's home. After reaching home, Tina doesn't see Ali around and finds her beak in the cupboard and watches it in disgust. Next day, Tina and her mother now arrive at Tiro's home and he gladly welcomes both of them. Tiro has a baby with his previous wife who is dead, and Tina's mother now affectionately cares for his baby in front of Tina, making her feel upset. At night, Ali visits Tina, and they are seen sleeping together. The next morning, while having breakfast, Tina's mother gets a call informing her about Rietta's condition. Tina, while visiting Rietta, gets terrified seeing her. Rietta starts screaming in horror, seeing Tina in front of her, and this made her to run away. While driving home, Tina believes everything is her fault, and after reaching Tiro's home, Tina shouts at Ali, and instead of hitting Ali, she hits herself. Ali stops Tina and calms her soul. Later on, Tiro, who is a kind-hearted man, realizes that Tina is being puppeted by her mother and informs her that she can pursue her own sport that she loves, and they became friends, eventually. After some time, Tiro hears Tina vomiting inside her room and feels like she needs help. Tiro tries to open the door and shockingly witnesses Ali eating vomit and mistakes Ali for Tina. Ali tries to attack him, but he barely escapes. After bandaging his wound, Tina apologizes to him, but she does not reveal about Ali and takes the blame. Tina says it was an accident, but being a good-hearted person, he consoles and forgives her. Tina, while getting ready for the competition, learns that Tiro and the baby are not joining them and will be alone with Ali and realizes it's dangerous. She informs her mother to bring them along, but she fails. Tina is panic-stricken about what can happen to Tiro and his child. During the competition, Tina cannot concentrate and she can vividly see what's happening. Tina tries to inform Ali not to harm the baby, but Ali is seen about to attack the baby with an axe. Tina, while performing, loses focus and falls down, hurting her wrist, and this actually made Ali drop the axe as well. Hearing this, Tiro arrives and witnesses a violent Ali jumping out of the window. Back in the competition, her mother puts up a fake smile in front of others and tries to comfort Tina. After reaching Tiro's home, he shouts at them and broke things up between them. Feeling confused, her mother tries to set things right, but she fails. After packing her things up, Tina's mother loses her mind and bangs her face several times on the wheel and blames Tina for all her misfortunes. After reaching home, Tina sees Ali outside her window and she furiously pushes her outside. After applying makeup to cover her injury, her mother tries to give an answer to her audience on what happened with Tina during the competition. Just then, Tina apologizes to her saying that she can do better. The mother then informs Tina that she smells and tells her to change. Ali is seen crawling back inside the cupboard. Tina, while taking a shower in the bathroom, her mother now visits her room and sees Ali, believing her to be Tina, and informs that her hair is tangled. While brushing her hair harshly, a chunk of hair gets pulled out from her skull, making it bleed. The mother becomes petrified seeing Ali trying to attack her. Just then, Tina comes to the scene and pulls her away. She shouts at Ali, making her scream, and this made her cheeks to tear, and she crawls away. Her mother becomes dumbfounded and asks what it is. Tina innocently says she hatched it and it is all Ali's fault and she wants Ali to go away. Her mother now hugs her, and later, they both take a knife and split up. Her mother goes inside Tina's room and checks through the cupboard, but she does not find it. Surprisingly, Ali overpowers the mother, making her drop the knife. Tina comes at the right point and informs her mother not to stab Ali, but after stabbing Ali, Tina feels the pain as well, since they are both connected. Seeing Ali in a desperate and vulnerable position, Tina comes in between and gets accidentally stabbed by her own mother in the chest. Her mother now cries seeing her own daughter dying. Tina drops in front of Ali, where Tina's blood goes into Ali's mouth. This weirdly transformed Ali's face, and her eyes have become normal like that of Tina. Tina's mother, father, and her brother now witness Ali slowly saying the word mother, making them perplexed as to what to do next, seeing the new Tina concluding the movie. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and comment if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more videos.